Here on this beautiful Monday morning, and in today's podcast I want to go through part 4 of my product launch formula. So if you haven't started at the beginning of this series, I recommend that you do. So scroll back a few episodes ago and start with the episode entitled my product launch formula, and this is the 4th episode in that process of me going through explaining how I'm launching a low ticket product and going through the testing phase. And in today's episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the finalized version of my sales letter. Okay, so I went over the sales letter, I think it was in the previous episode, the draft, a couple of draft versions. And what I'm going to go through now is the finalized sales letter and explain what I've done to strengthen that. So if you haven't listened to the previous episodes, as I said, they really help with this episode. So anyway, let's get stuck into the final version of the sales letter, which I finalized this morning. I'm going to read it off and explain exactly where I went through and strengthen the offer and the letter. And I don't think there's anything else. So, the previous episodes I spoke about how the first set sales letters that I read through were just a draft, right? So basically what you want to do is you want to, if you have an idea for a letter or whatever it is, a product that you want to sell, and you need to write a sales letter, whether it's a video sales letter or a written sales letter, what you want to do really is just kind of get it all out, is just blurt it all out, no matter whether it's good or bad, just get it out of your head, kind of structure it into a draft, and then you can use the power of editing, right? You don't have to have your sales letter perfect first go. You can edit and improve and improve and improve, and add things to it and take things out, and that's the beauty of editing, right? We can strengthen and strengthen. So that's exactly what I've done. Let me read through the sales letter now, and I'll tell you where I've strengthened it based on the previous episode when I read it off, okay? So here's the headline. How coaches can use Facebook application ads to generate qualified appointments today. So the previous episode, I spoke about how the headline was how coaches can use Facebook application ads to generate qualified appointments within 24 hours. Now, the truth is you can actually generate appointments the day of. Okay, so I've decided to go with the headline of how you can generate qualified appointments today. Now, the challenge with that, and this is where testing comes in, right, is that it can seem like too good to be true, right? That you can get appointments the same day that you learn and launch, and my clients have been able to do that. So I've gone with that, even though it is quite a, it's probably not as believable as within 24 hours, but I do like it because it allows me to have a headline in the Facebook ads, right? So I've just written an example, some just random headlines that I'm going to test with the Facebook ads. So one of the headlines is, get appointments today with Facebook application ads, right? So, because with Facebook ads, you only got a limited, amount of words to put in your ads. So I could have, get appointments within the next 24 hours using Facebook ad, but it becomes too long and then they can't even read the whole headline. So if I just use or generate appointments today using Facebook application ads, like if I just have the word today, obviously it shortens it. So that's another benefit of having the word today. Anyway, it's just testing. I might go back to within 24 hours. It's part of the process, right? So anyway, that's the headline. How coaches can use Facebook application ads to generate qualified appointments today. And then underneath that in the subhead, which I spoke about in the previous episode, which is really important for cold traffic, is that you add some proof or credibility to back that claim up right away. And I went through some examples in that previous episode. The one that I've done is I've got a client example. And I mentioned in the previous episode that one of the ways I was going to strengthen this letter is by having testimonials and case studies in the actual letter. Okay, so the first one is from a client the other day. Actually, she sent this through saying, "Hey, by the way, I made another sale. So that's 3 out of 6 calls. That's a 50% success rate. Pretty good so far, I think." Okay, so this is a client using this system to get appointments and clients. So I use that as right underneath the headline. So it's the subhead, right? So here's the headline, and then underneath the subhead is that testimonial. So again, all immediately I've got that believability. I've backed up that claim. Okay, so let's keep going. The rest of the intro is the same. Like, hey, if you're looking to generate appointments faster, in the right place. My name's Luke Charlton. I've spent this amount on ads. I've spent this generated this many appointments, and I've never discovered a system so fast. And it's so fast that you can have the entire system set up and generating qualified appointments within just a few hours. I'm going through this quickly because I went through all of this in the previous episode. I call them Facebook application ads, and here's why they're so quick to set up, because and the reason why they're so quick to set up is because you don't need any of this, right? You don't need tech or landing page or pixels. Again, I went through this in the previous episode. So all that's the same. And then I said, so what does the strategy involve? Good question. Here's the 3-step process. That's the same, right? So I'll go through the 3 steps very briefly on how the system works. And then at the end of this section where I say, so I go through this 3 steps and I say, pretty simple, hey? And that's exactly why my clients are getting such great results. And then I've got 2 more testimonials, 1 and 2, sitting there on each side, okay? Clients that have used this system. So I've got them in there. Again, why am I doing that? To back up my claims of what I am saying. If you want to sell a low ticket product, you need to have testimonials that back up what you're saying, because there's just so much skepticism in the market these days. And also especially because you're selling to someone that has no idea who you are. So you want to have something that backs up what you're saying. Okay. Next question is, curious how you can use Facebook application ads to start booking high quality appointments in your calendar today. If so, I invite you to grab my Facebook application ads bootcamp, right? In this short program, you're going to discover my complete Facebook application ads system. And when I say complete, I mean in this bootcamp, you will learn every detail, blah, blah, blah. And then I go into the bullets. Again, the same bullets as, I updated them slightly, but basically the same as what I went through in the previous episode. And this is what I did. Okay, this is a big thing that I did to strengthen the offer. Okay, now, one of the things that in the very first episode of this series, what I did is I went through the process. Let me bring it up here. Of launching a product, right? So what I did is I said, the process is basically, you map out your program, like what are you going to teach, right? What's the lessons and stuff. Then you write the sales letter. And then you actually run ads and you launch it before you actually create any of the content. So you kind of get clear on like what you're going to be teaching and stuff, but you want to see if you can sell it before you actually create the content. Because it just bogs you down you could be creating a product that no one wants. Anyway, one of the things that I didn't mention that it's just because I've done this so many times, it's kind of automatic for me. But if I was teaching this as a course, like how to launch a product, what I would say is once you get clear on, and this is, by the way, this is whether you're doing a coaching program or a low ticket product, like a high ticket product or a low ticket product, it's the same. After you map out, okay, here's what I'm going to be, here's my result, here's what I'm going to be providing. And here are the lessons, right? Here are my modules or whatever. Here's what I'm going to be teaching. Kind of you map it out, right? Into the modules and lessons. What I would then do is, okay, how do we package this up into a really enticing offer? I didn't go through that. And the reason why I bring that up is because over the last couple of days, I've been thinking about this offer is how can I strengthen it, right? And again, you should be doing this before you start writing the sales letter. But again, it's kind of automatic to me. So anyway, what I have done, so I thought about, okay, how can I strengthen the actual offer? How can I make it more enticing? Well, the number one way is you create a bigger promise. That's the best way to strengthen an offer is you promise a more valuable result. Okay, now I've already got a pretty great headline, which I spoke about in the second episode of this series. So that's fine. But there are other ways you can strengthen it, right? Which is you can give a really great guarantee, which I've added. I've actually strengthened the guarantee, which I'll get to in a second. And the other thing that I have added, which I didn't have in the previous sales letter, is to add to the offer is to add coaching. So I've gone ahead. I don't have to add coaching to a $67 product, but what I decided to do is add a Facebook group where I can just, my team and I can look at their ads before they launch it. So it's another way because I'm thinking how can I add value? How can I make sure that there's no excuses for them to jump in, right? So I said, after I went through the bullets, basically I say, look, that's right. I spell out every detail you need to get the system set up, running, and generating appointments today. But probably the best part is you get free coaching for 90 days to ensure that you see success with this system. That's right. As a special free bonus for jumping in today, I'm going to provide coaching with me and my team for 90 days inside a private Facebook group community. That way, before you even spend $1 on your Facebook application ads, we can review your copy, your images, your application questions, the way you're positioning your program, and more. This will ensure you have the best chance of hitting it out of the park first go. And then I have another testimonial this one's actually from Jason horn on because it's relevant to what I'm about to speak. So basically Jason says, so again, this is what I've added in to strengthen it. Luke's copy has been responsible for millions in coaching sales for my clients. If you get a chance to learn from him, take it. I've even asked him to coach my high-level clients. Right, so that's the quote. I put that right in the middle. And then I go into the next part, which is, as mentioned, I've spent over $16 million in advertising coaching campaigns, scaling coaching campaigns. I've been hired to write copy for Bob Proctor, Neil Patel, and more, and I've helped over 1,000 coaches with their ad campaigns. So just by jumping in today, you get direct access to a wealth of advertising advice for free, so you can apply that to your own campaigns. So basically, I've positioned the coaching as a free bonus, right? That's why I'm using the word free. Finally, yes, we even provide a guarantee, and it's a pretty strong one too. So before it was a 30-day money-back guarantee, but what I want to do is create a stronger guarantee. Now, the challenge with this, sometimes a guarantee, like if you do a guarantee to your email list, sometimes it can reduce, like warm traffic, sometimes it can reduce conversions. And sometimes if you go overboard with the guarantee, it can reduce conversions as well. So that sounds weird, but it's almost like, people can see you're trying too hard. So anyway, this is a testing thing. So before it was like 30-day money-back guarantee, which it's fine. It's a good guarantee. But I wanted to kind of, I guess, strengthen it and see if that can help improve the results. Okay. So the guarantee, where I say you get a pretty strong guarantee too. Here it is. You get the 20 appointments in 20 days, double your money-back guarantee. Watch the bootcamp, learn my strategy inside out, launch your own Facebook application ad campaign. And if it doesn't generate you at least 20 appointments within 20 days of launching your campaign, well, just reach out and I'll double your money back. No joke. That's how confident I am this will work for you if you take action. With that being said, my final question to you is, what's it worth to you to generate this amount of leads every week? And that's the same price. The price, not justification. Well, it is kind of a price judgment, but this is where I established the value. Like, what's it worth to you? $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month more? I went through this in the previous episode. And that's where I say, look, for less than the price of meal or two, you can grab it for just $67. You click the button below, enter your details, and then underneath that I have the FAQs. FAQs are a really great section. You always want to have this in your sales letters or at the end of your webinar presentations. Anything you're trying to get people to hand over their credit card. Is you want to have FAQs because these are like they're basically objections, right? So any kind of final questions that might be on their mind, chuck them in there. And then I also have a question that's like, hey, what if I have a question that's not answered here? I have an email that they can reach out to. And it's a really great question to ask, because if you get like common, like one, you see pattern, like someone asking, like people asking like the similar question over and over again, you can go and chuck that into the FAQ section. So that's a good way to also answer random people, and then find out like what any more common questions that you've missed out on that you can put in the FAQ section. Then I have the button again underneath the FAQs, and then I have another testimonial at the end as well. Okay, so that is that's the sales letter, going through it a second time or so on this podcast. So we've added in testimonials to strengthen it. We have added in coaching to strengthen it. And we have strengthened the guarantee as well. And then we click the button and we go over to the checkout page. Now, just a quick tip with checkout pages, you want to keep them fairly simple. What I do on the checkout pages, I just kind of recap the deliverables of what they're going to get, and then you can have some more testimonials. So basically, the checkout page is just a headline that says Facebook application ads bootcamp. Enter your details below to complete enrollment. So that's like into the details. And then over on the right-hand side, there's just a small column that says, here's everything you get access to when you purchase the Facebook application ads bootcamp. Okay, so you get lifetime access to the complete Facebook application. So you're just kind of recapping very briefly what they're buying. So lifetime access to the complete Facebook application ads bootcamp program, the same system that shows you how I generate 5 to 10 qualified appointments in my calendar each week without a funnel or complex tech. So I actually like to add some benefit, even though that's not a deliverable, that's actually a benefit that I've added in there, just a copywriting tip. You want to add in maybe some benefits in there as well. Proven ad frameworks and call scripts to ensure you're able to book calls even if you've never run ads before. Bonus, 90 days of free coaching, right? So that's the deliverable. With Luke and his team, delivered inside Luke's private Facebook coaching community. And plus much more, including I like to use that. I learned that from Ben Settle. Actually, you end your bullets, or you always end your bullets with something like, plus much more, including. It's a good way to end your bullets section. So plus much more, including the 20 appointments in 20 days, double your money back guarantee. And then again, I've got another different testimonial underneath that as well. So yeah, you want to have as many testimonials as you can. You don't need as many. I've seen like low ticket products sell without any testimonials, and they're just based on the results that you have achieved with your program. So anyway, I've got a call coming up now, so I'm going to hop off. But this is part 4 or so of my product launch formula. Next, we're going to go probably through my Facebook ad, and then we'll get the strategy launched. So that being said, if you want help getting more clients with paid advertising, high ticket coaching clients, go to apply.lukeCharlton.com, apply.lukeCharlton.com, and we have a done with you or done for you program to help get you more appointments. So go to apply.lukeCharlton.com, and we'll have a chat to see if we can help.